Okay, so right now I am on my way to the Elgin Theatre, and I kind of can't wait to get there because I just want to feel the atmosphere inside it. Of course, you know, that's where Lost Heroes is going to be. So I'm really excited, and I'm going to take you guys inside there with me. The beautiful Toronto, everybody. Come on, follow me. Hi everyone, welcome to chapter 3. So the other day I took a trip down to the Elgin Theatre, and oh my god, I'm telling you right now, I was home. I was seriously home. Like, it's like the most, like, theaters to me is like going when people like to travel and they go to these awesome places, but me, it's like I love to travel to different theaters. And now this theater, of course, is the one where I'm bringing Lost Heroes of Oro. And my god, was it ever beautiful. When I walked in there, it was like a dream. It was like a dream. Like, Elgin Theatre is like right next to Mirvish. So eventually I'll get to Mirvish too. But my god. It was almost like unimaginable. I just, whenever I go in there, I feel this atmosphere that is like, it's like wind. It's like wind blowing through me, you know? It's like my dreams right in front of my face. Do you know how that feels? Do you feel like that about anything in your life? It could be anything. It doesn't have to be theater. It could be, I don't know, maybe you dream of being a surgeon and you're imagining the hospital room. I don't know, something like that. It's like, that's what it feels like. Whatever your passion is. When I walked in that theater, it was all there. Like, it all comes to life. Anyway, when I booked the Elgin Theatre, I literally went on faith. Okay? I had no idea. I had no idea how I was going to do this. I just know, honestly, I'm being very truthful with you. I had to take a leap of faith. I'm saying that I'm being very truthful with you because it's going to be hard to believe. There's not many people that will just go on faith. When I say go on faith, I mean I booked the Elgin Theatre not knowing how on earth I'm going to pay for this theater. So that's another thing that you can do. You can just, honestly, if you believe, like, I was like, God, I'm going to book this, and if it doesn't work, I'll know. If the dates don't line up, if they can't find a date, because last year when I booked it, they couldn't find a date. Nothing was working out. It just didn't work. But I said, God, if it works this time, if they find a date, then I know that it's meant to be. So I remember when I emailed the Elgin Theatre again, because last year I did that, and of course the dates didn't line up. So when I did it again, he said to me, Alinka, let me get back to you. So when he got back to me, he cleared up a whole week for me. I mean, I wanted the end of February, but he got me the beginning of February, and I said, I'll take it. February 3rd to the 8th. So that's how I knew that I said, you know what? It worked out. Whenever anything works out, like when you're in your journey, and if you find that it's a struggle every time, like there's a problem with dates, there's a problem with this, there's a problem with, if there's too many problems, too many challenges, then my advice to you is to cancel it, because it's just not the right time. When there's a challenge and you overcome that challenge really easily, and things just keep working out, then you know that it's the right time. And this time I just knew that it was the right time. Last year wasn't the right time, I just canceled it. This time, it was the right time. And so I proceeded. So he got that first week. Okay, that's the week that you want. That's the week that I got. And there were times that I decided that I was like, you know what, Alinka? Forget it. Like, there's certain things that happen. Like when they said they needed a certain amount up front, that I didn't have at the moment. I know I was gonna get it. I just have that faith that I was gonna get it. But I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna cancel the whole show. Whenever I did that, something popped up where it just mended itself together. Many years of just a lot of experience of this, I know that, you know what? I've made many mistakes before. Many mistakes. So whenever I know it's not the right time, I just don't do it. At the Elgin Theatre, the customer service is honestly impeccable. It's amazing. And I love the managers there. I love the people there. They're so wonderful. So when I saw that, how good they were, I'm like, yes, this is my theater. I'm going to use it. Because honestly, anyone who knows me knows I only work with good people. If I get good energy off of the people, then I'll work with them. But if I get a tug and pull, if I get any divas or anything weird like that, I'll say, you know what? This is not the right time. This is not the right person. This is not the right place. Sorry, I'm sweating out here right now because I'm actually outside and it's in the middle of September. And it's so nice and hot and I love it. I came outside to do this video and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it outside today. And actually the weather is beautiful. I am sweating, so don't mind my sweat. So sorry, guys. My camera actually fell over with the wind, so I had to restart again. And for the week that I have it, so my show is from February 3rd to the 8th, it is going to cost me over $150,000 just to rent that space from February 3rd to February 8th. Like, regular people don't have $150,000 just lying around. Like, I certainly don't. I couldn't believe it. So I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? But you know what? Once again, I said, God, I'm going to leave it to you. I have faith, and I'm going to trust that you're going to do this for me. So, I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's going to do it. And I'm a person that is a risk taker. I've always been a risk taker. This is the biggest risk of my life, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to film it, and you are going to see whether I make it or not. After I pay the theater, my staff, my performers, it's over $200,000. Oh my gosh. God help me. God help me in this journey. Can we say leap of faith? I know y'all think I'm crazy. You know what? Honestly, I am a crazy risk taker. That's the truth. My family knows, like, I'll take a leap of faith. I'll do it. Because honestly, when you think about it, I'm like, I mean, I know money doesn't necessarily come easy, but it's always there if you believe. So it's just money. It's just paper. It's just like, that's what I think about. I'm like, you know what? I can do this. Honestly, I just feel like it's almost like, I mean, I don't know if this is for real, but I feel like it's my last chance. Honestly, in my heart of hearts, after 20 plus years of trying to make it in this business, I feel like this is my last chance. So I'm gonna ask you guys, what do you think I should do? Tell me what you think. What else should I do than what I'm doing? And I'm gonna let you know what I'm doing. I've got some things lined up for what I plan to do to market the show and to, you know, get an audience out there and to get the show recognized. The Lost Heroes of Oro, that's what it's called. Just in case I didn't make it known loud enough, it's called The Lost Heroes of Oro. That's what the show is called. And I'll be doing it at the Elgin Theatre in Toronto. So what I have lined up, I plan to go to the schools. I'm an approved vendor. So I am going to be marketing the show into the schools because honestly, it's really good for Black history, for our Black Canadian history, and there's a lot that they can learn from it because it is a true story. So I mean, it could also work in their curriculum. And I did test it out this year in Simcoe, and the teachers and the students were beside themselves with the show. They absolutely loved it. So then I thought, you know what? I'm gonna bring it to the other school boards. Let them have their students have a chance to see it as well and learn about our Canadian Black history. I mean, I haven't seen any other shows, any other musicals that are about our Canadian Black history. I always hear about American history, but I never hear about the Canadian Black history. So come to Lost Heroes and you'll see. I'm also going to send press releases to the TV stations, the radio stations. I'm going to be contacting large companies for sponsorships. I've put ads on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. I'm going to start also putting some ads on TikTok. I have a digital sign at the Elgin Theatre, which is right in front of the theater. So if you go down to Yonge Street, you'll be able to see the Lost Heroes of Oro right in front of the theater. I've also printed flyers that I still have to go pick up in Scarborough. I also plan to go to some surrounding stores like around the downtown area, and hopefully they'll allow me to put my flyers there. The flyers will also go to anyone I meet. Anyone I meet in the street, if I end up talking to them, I'm going to give them a flyer. I don't know if any of you know, but you know, sometimes I also do Uber. I drive Uber in my spare time sometimes, and I also use it as a tool to give out, especially when I'm doing a show, I turn on the Uber so I can give out flyers and invite them to the show. I mean, I know it's kind of like hopeful, but I still do it, and I think it works a little bit because I get a little bit of feedback from them. Like one time I had this Uber driver in my car, and we were just talking about random things, and she asked me what I did, and I talked about musicals. You know what she told me? She was like, "Did you see that musical in February at the Georgian Theatre? It was a Black History musical," and I was like, "What was it called?" And she's like, "I don't remember the name, but my mom went to it, and I want to see it so bad. I thought it was so amazing." And so I gave her the flyer. And I said, "Is it this one, Lost Heroes of Oro?" She's like, "Yes, that's it." She was like freaking out. She's like, "That's it. That's the one." And I said, "Well, you know what? I wrote that and I directed that." And she's like, she couldn't believe it. She goes, "Oh my gosh, my mom is going to be so excited that I met you." And I felt so good. So I gave her the flyer. I said, "Yeah, tell your mom." And I said, "You know, I've been wondering if I should bring that to Toronto, to the Elgin Theatre. I wanted to." And she said, and I always get these signs. And I said, "I don't know if I should do it or not." And she was like, "Do it." She's like, "Do it. Oh my God." She goes, "I'm dying to see that show," because she heard about it. She wanted to see it. So I was like, oh my gosh. And let me tell you another incident I had. I was walking down the street and I was wearing my Lost Heroes sweater. I have sweaters that I sell, and it has Lost Heroes logos on the back. And I was walking, and this guy just stopped me while I was walking. He said, "Hey, did you see that?" And I was like, "See what?" And he's like, "That show on the back of your sweater." And I said, "Oh," I said, "The Lost Heroes of Oro." I'm like, "I wrote it." He was like, "What?" He's like, "You wrote it?" He goes, "My wife went and saw that." He goes, "I wanted to see it so bad, but I didn't get a chance." And I said, "You know what? I plan to do it at the Elgin Theatre." This was before I even booked the Elgin Theatre. I said, "I plan to do it at the Elgin Theatre in Toronto." And he's like, I'm there. And I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh, people are actually recognizing it. So that's a good sign, right? So I also opened a GoFundMe page. I haven't advertised it yet because I feel like, honestly, I really hate begging for money. I really do. I opened up a GoFundMe. I haven't advertised it yet. I'm still deciding whether I should or not, because I feel like years ago, I know it was all the way back in 2014, but I advertised another one of my shows called Mute the Musical. And I opened a GoFundMe and I put it on Facebook, and you know, I got some people donating, but I don't know, I just felt really weird about it, and I felt bad that I had to ask people for money. I don't like that. I don't know, so I'm still thinking of whether I should do it or not. I didn't want to do it again, like a repeat, you know? I'll think about it. Or you know what, you guys can tell me what you think. Should I advertise this GoFundMe page just to help cover the costs? Or tell me what you think. I also plan to invite people from the industry. So I plan to invite some Canadian directors, some producers to the show. I mean, I've done that before. They never come. But I'm, again, hoping that they'll come this time. I'm always just hoping that this time will be different. So I hope that they will come, some industry professionals that will come and see the show and see the potential that it has. I also want to invite some nursing homes. So I'm going to invite nursing homes, like especially for the Thursday and Friday during the day. I know that a lot of people in the nursing homes, that residents in the nursing homes, they'll actually appreciate this, because I learned to know, like I've come to know that they love history. They love Canadian history, and they can relate to it as well. So I plan to invite nursing homes. So that's all the things I have on my list to try and market this show, to try and succeed in this Broadway journey. Let me know what you think. Do you think that I have enough? Do you think I'm doing enough? And if you have any suggestions, please tell me. What should I do next? And I'm going to tell you how everything goes. What should I do? But what should I do next? That's always a struggle for me. I can never figure out what to do to get my show to Broadway. Have any of you ever seen the ad for Lost Heroes of Oro? The show that I wrote, produced, and directed? Let me show you right now.
Get ready to be moved and inspired in ways you've never imagined. The Lost Heroes of Oro, produced by Infinity Arts Productions under the visionary direction of Alinka Angelova, invites you to witness a story that will move your soul. Come and witness brilliance from start to finish as Richard Pierpoint's heroic journey unfolds through powerful song, drama, and dance. Join us at the Elgin Theatre in Toronto, February 6th to the 8th, 2025. Secure your tickets now at ticketmaster.ca. Search The Lost Heroes of Oro.
That's all for now, folks. See you in chapter 4.